Welcome everybody once again to Business Credit Radio. We're on blogtalkradio.com and we're really glad you came. What do you think, studio audience? Are we all right? Okay, we got a spunky audience today, fans. We got a great show coming up. The only thing I want to wish right now is Happy Halloween to all you Halloweeners out there. Thank you to our peers and friends from overseas for joining us once again on Business Credit Radio. I'm your host, Philip Philbin, and we've got a great show scheduled today. I want to talk to our friends that may be calling in. You dial in to 347-989-8342. Now, one more time, that's 347-989-8342. And what happens is the studio pops up on my screen. I see your phone number. I will call you out by your area code number. You can come on and talk to our featured guest speaker today, Mr. Jerry Bailey, or to myself, and we'll be happy to sit and answer all of your questions and concerns. Thank you for joining us. We also want to thank our sponsor for today's show, CCMA and CMA. Business Credit Radio is sponsored by the Credit Management Association, a proud affiliate of the National Association of Credit Management that has helped business-to-business companies with their credit and financial decisions since 1883. Contact CMA at www.creditmanagementassociation.org for more details on how CMA can benefit you. And Commercial Credit Management Associates, LLC, providing educational workshops for tomorrow's credit management professionals, expert credit management consulting services for small businesses, and Business Credit Radio. Credit is what we know. It's all we do. Contact CCMA at ccma-llc.com for more details. This segment of Business Credit Radio is brought to you by the law offices of Robert S. Bernstein, managing partner of Bernstein Berkeley PC, bringing a business approach to legal service. Call 412-456-8113 for more details. Wow, okay, well, thank you, studio audience, for being so kind. Again, we have as our special honored guest, Mr. Jerry Bailey. He's coming back online with us today, and Jerry is currently the Executive Sales and Education Services Manager for NCS and has been with the company since 1995. Prior to coming to NCS, Jerry was a corporate credit manager, yay, in the manufacturing industry for 10 years, during which time he gained a very thorough hands-on experience with both UCC filings and mechanics liens filings. Jerry consults with companies on a daily basis and has spoken to groups nationwide about Article 9 of the Uniform Commercial Code, the revised Article 9 Model Act, the nuances of construction credit, and the benefits of selling through secured transactions. His presentations cover not only the legal protections brought about by the mechanics liens and UCC filing processes, but also solutions of how and when to use these tools. In 1970, NCS has been the industry leader through the United States and Canada in collections and mechanics liens, bond claim, and UCC filings. They offer proactive solutions to secure your receivables, minimize credit risk, and improve profitability. So today's discussion, without further ado, is recent changes to Article 9 of the UCC and International Development in Secured Transactions. Welcome back, Jerry.
Thank you, Phil. Thanks for having me in. I certainly appreciate it. And happy Halloween. I will echo Phil's sentiments. Happy Halloween, everyone. I will try and resist the urge to make corny Halloween jokes throughout this presentation, but no guarantees. But anyway, thanks for having me in. We're going to talk today about secure transactions. And we'll talk about what's going on, the development of secure transactions, really how did they get started, where do they exist, why would you do them, what's happened. It's a very good concept that started in our country and has just kind of spun out over other countries, Canada, Mexico, Australia. So we'll really talk about that, the evolution of why you do these secure transaction things. I mean, essentially, when we talk about secure transactions, it's basically an opportunity for a lender or a company selling goods or services on open credit terms to have some sort of collateral pledged against the credit line or the loan. And it gives the lender or the creditor a position of priority over the unsecured creditors. It's something that banks do very well. A lot of trade creditors do it too. It's something that is a pretty solid concept. Really, I think the concept of having the ability to have collateral pledged against credit lines really drives a lot of economies. And we're kind of seeing that with what's spinning out throughout the rest of the world. So it's a basic example of when you would see these or why you would do these. If you're in a bankruptcy and you got 25 or 30 cents against the dollar, in those instances, the companies that had secured themselves and done a UCC filing or PPSA filing in Canada, essentially what happened was you split up whatever was left over after those people were paid in order of their UCC or PPSA filings. So it does seem like it's a pretty solid transaction. We will trace, it started here and then moved out to Canada and across the country. The main things we're going to consider as we talk, where are you selling? What country are you selling in? Can you secure in that particular country? And what can you secure? Inventory, receivables, all assets, and what's involved with securing? How do you accomplish that? Is there some sort of a registration? Where do you register and how do you register? And then do you have to notify other secured creditors and all of those sorts of things? So that's what we'll talk about. But to start this all off, really, I mean, this concept started out in the United States. And it started out with our Uniform Commercial Code, which was put in place back in the 50s. And it turns out our Uniform Commercial Code was really a solid piece of legislation. Article 9 of our Uniform Commercial Code is really what we're focusing on today, the opportunity to have collateral pledged against credit lines. And really, I think you have to understand why it was created and when it was created to understand really the philosophy of it. And our Uniform Commercial Code was put in place back in the 50s. And
Would you like to hear more? This is Phil Philbin, the radio talk show host on Business Credit Radio. This full version is available at www.blogtalkradio.com, or you can go to our website at ccma-llc.com. I'm Phil Philbin for Business Credit Radio, and we'll leave the phone lines open for you.